gotta say, I love what we have been able to bring here to the Rocket League server champions. Of course, once again, it is Audacity Esports going up against Outer Esports. Two great teams getting ready to go head-to-head in just a few moments.
And we do find our way onto Champions Field. Outer versus Audacity as the players take the field in their squad's colors. I love it. It is looking mighty fine at Soka. And finally, the players are off.
Well, there you have it. And now Deluxe, wasting no time at all, is going to go up high. Will get the dunk, but will not put it on target, as now we see the exchange coming through and a save coming from Decaf over to LR, who's going to send this one over towards the left, back to Cad T, but it will not find the back of the net as the defense will hold strong for Outer Esports.
And well, Decaf finds a clear as well, so maybe it can turn something into an opening goal here, but stuffed there by Deluxe. No clearance for Audacity. They're still playing defense against Outer. LR going to step up here, take a challenge out to Decaf, pass back over. Love the thought, but LR did not have enough boost to make a play out of that situation. So defense time for Outer, though. Audacity kind of struggling to stay on that purple side of the field. And on the other side of things, a shot off the crossbar, off the post, and stays out.
Yeah, that one hurt me a little bit to watch. I know that one hurt Outer Esports. They're going to want that one back because the demo play was flawless, perfectly executed, but the shot was not on target. You know, you got to shoot that one 10 times out of 10 when you have an open demo net opportunity like that. So Audacity literally getting by with one right there.
Oh, great turn from LR and almost a pair of nice 50s. Just the one, though, for now. And so a clearance turns into a shot on just off. The rebound, though, very much is on. Deluxe scores first for Audacity.
And then there you go. Again, this is nothing too spectacular here, unfortunately. It looked like Decaf might have did a little bit of a flips bad, but that was from the initial shot coming from Noe. As we saw, the follow-up from Deluxe did go on and in, and we already know here in Rocket League that sometimes it is the missed shots that end up being the best passes.
Especially when they're shot hard, like that one was, right off the post. The defense couldn't even react to the miss in time, and now Audacity off to the races, looking for a second. Beautiful flip reset there from Cad, but they aren't going to be able to turn it into a pass as their teammate was prepared for it. Though Audacity still pressing for the second goal, and they find it thanks to an open net, unrelenting pressure there.
Oh yeah, this was just a good bump right here. Even with no boost, it just goes to show you really don't need a lot of boost to make a big play. They had no boost in the tank, and Noe once again getting the assist on the board just by utilizing what they had in their arsenal, and that was just a good old-fashioned bump play.
That was an ill-advised boost grab from Jeffrey, and it might have just happened again. We'll see where he was on the replay. Grabbing boost off kickoff, and he was not back in time thanks to the hard touch that ball took off the sidewall, and that is going to sting if you're an Outer fan.
Yeah, but again, that's what comes with the territory of the cheat-up kickoff goals. On that time we saw on the side of Outer, they simply just didn't make it to the line in time, and the ball did not bounce in their favor. And again, it might be against popular opinion, but when you make those cheat-ups on the kickoff, it is a little bit of a gamble.
Definitely is. Sometimes it pays off, and sometimes puts you down by 3 goals to a streaking Audacity team. They've netted 3 in just 2 minutes' time, trying to make it 4. Noe again involved on the offensive side, trying to gain territory for his squad and turned it into a 4th goal, but not quite there. Clearance is found by Outer. Maybe they can scrape something together by way of a comeback, but at the moment they are still struggling to establish themselves in the offensive zone.
Yeah, nearly giving another opportunity to Audacity there as the demo will come through onto Jeffrey, putting this ball up and towards the mid. An easy clear for Outer Esports as Decaf will put this one back down, and now Cad T is going to be going off towards the side, looking for the pass in the midfield. But I got to say, this was a good reaction and a good recovery from Outer Esports to be able to get back onto defense so quickly.
Little awkward there from Audacity, but Outer aren't able to capitalize on it. Now, an open net there. I'm not sure what happened. Cad was there in the area, but didn't take the shot. So, gonna fake the defense out. I'm not sure. It leads to a clear for Audacity. Still hunting for a first. Just one to take in. Sorry, for Outer hunting for that first. Trying to just take one into game 2 if they aren't able to mount a 3-goal comeback in the first game. But at the moment, Audacity doing a great job of just controlling the ball, keeping it in their hands, and not allowing Outer to move forward at all.
And look at Cad T going for that pre-jump off the ceiling. Again, that would have been absolutely not a rebuttery had it gone in. But at this point, it just seems as though Audacity, like you said, has that full amount of control. They've managed to keep Outer to that nil scoreline, still 0 on the board for Outer Esports. The only problem there for Outer is that I think they're hesitating just a little bit too much. Rather, whereas Audacity, they're not hesitating at all. They are dominating at the midfield. And really, when we look at the midfield presence from Outer, I often find them doing donuts where they're second-guessing their position and they're second-guessing their attempts, which doesn't lead to shots getting on target. It's that hesitation. They're getting a little numb in the thumbs over there on Outer Esports.
Ooh, redirection not on net, and that's 2 opportunities for LR to put in the opening goal for Outer that just wasn't an on-target shot. So Outer will keep a goose egg next to their name, and Audacity still just controlling this game 1 nicely. They don't need a 4th, and I think they know that. Just playing around the midfield, keeping Outer from getting any real advantages in counterattack mode. No extra number plays for them, and despite some close looks for Outer, still held scoreless and looking like they'll have to head to game 2 with that 0.
Yeah, and with the final 10 seconds on the clock and ticking away, we will see Audacity inevitably take game number 1 as the final few seconds will tick away as the clock will hit 0, and that will be the game. Game number 1 goes in favor of Audacity.
Well, I'm curious to see how Outer responds to this. I mean, they started to get better and better looks as the game went on as a result of their offense developing. They just got to hit the shots. And I hope that in between games here, they just kind of take a deep breath and say, all right, we're going to hit our shots next game, because you need that confidence. Like you were saying earlier, you can't be hesitating in a game like this, especially in a game where your opponents are a bit higher MMR than you are, and so a little bit faster on the pitch. You cannot hesitate. You have to strike quickly, and you have to strike with lethality.
They most certainly do. And again, I'm going to hit you with a little bit of captain's analysis because you pretty much already said it. But keep in mind, the stats even reflect that. The stats tell the tale. Right. We see 4 shots coming out from Outer Esports. You know how many saves Audacity had? 0 across the board. That means every single shot that Outer took was simply not on target. If you put those shots on target, that's 4 goals. That is a win over Audacity if you just put those shots on target.
And, you know, one thing that worked, there was an opportunity in that last game where LR, if we just put a shot on it, it was a goal, but the net was opened up thanks to bumps in the Audacity net. When Outer was able to gain possession for themselves and stay in that Audacity half, they had openings to take out defenders. And when they were to take out defenders, there were great looks. So I'm looking to the Outer Esports players to keep sweeping that Audacity goal line and clear out defenders to make it easier on them to score. So game 2 underway now. We'll see if they make those adjustments. But as always, easier said than done against a team like Audacity.
Absolutely, and here we go. Cat T already patrolling the midfield as Decaf will come up with the rebuttal, and now Deluxe putting that one down inside of their own half as the ball will find its way back to Noe. Noe now taking control will be met by LR, only for Jeffrey to get a touch on the ball, sending this one over towards Deluxe, now in towards the corner. Cat T gonna try and clear this one out, and I gotta say already, Mr. Bepic, it looks like Outer Esports have definitely stepped up their game in the midfield.
It's a good start. First 30 seconds getting possession, but you got to defend against this, and it's very awkward with Outer trying to defend against it. Another triple commit on their goal line. They do get bodies in between the ball and the net, so they clear the zone somehow, Captain, but that was a little hairy there for a second.
It was a little bit panicky on the side of Outer Esports. I gotta say, they all jumped at one time, and like you said, it's really causing a lot of double and even triple commits. So they really need to talk it up a little bit more on their side if they're gonna try and make a limitation on how many players commit for the same ball.
Another opportunity for Audacity. They're getting toes and wheels in the faces of Outer right now to keep this possession going. That backflip not going to help Jeffrey's case of clearing the zone. Now another weird play where they got to dive back with some pace to clear the ball out of danger. Audacity still lurking though, stuck in that purple end. Cad T pre-jumping that ball, and Decaf will punish with a clearance. So Lux has to buy some time for his teammates, and is able to do that with some degree of success here. Still scoreless 2 minutes in, which favors Outer, but Audacity is much closer to scoring than Outer is.
Yeah, so far so good for Audacity. They have not given up any goals, and now we'll put a shot on. But once again, we saw all 3 players from Outer Esports commit, and they were lucky that that previous shot was not on target, but that will not stop Audacity from trying again, as they will finally put one on and in. It is now 1-0 in favor of Audacity.
4th try is the charm. CAD just put that one on net. They wore the Outer Esports defense down. We kept pulling them in and out of position, scrambling those defensive rotations, and we're finally able to capitalize on it. CAD might find a second. They will, and the Rocket League gods bestow a style point onto the first goal of Audacity to make it 2.
Oh yeah, that was just a dirty dunk right there, and then it was a feels bad for the remaining goalie there, Jeffrey. You can't predict that. I don't care who you are. You're not going to be able to predict that 50-50 successfully. That was just an insane dunk coming from CAD to put that one into the back of the net. Now 2-0 in favor of Audacity.
Ooh, Jeffrey, some fancy footworks into the offensive end, but CAD an important save for Audacity to keep this 2-goal lead intact. Decaf stops that one, and we'll push Audacity back again, which is a win for Outer, but they have to start turning this possession into something meaningful, because at the moment, they're kind of getting bodied by Audacity players. We saw Deluxe just sitting there on the goal line because he knows his teammate has it covered in the corner, and this trust right now between the Audacity teammates really making a difference in Game 2.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I think Outer Esports really need to spread the field just a little bit more. Whenever we pan over to their possession, they're just a little bit too grouped up. So any one good, powerful touch, one way or the other, will put them out of position. So they really need to, again, communicate more and get better coverage of the field, as Deluxe will come through with the punish, putting that one into the back of the net, now making it 3-0 for Audacity.
Not a good touch from Decaf. There were too many Audacity players ready to pounce on that ball. Just put slowly into the middle of the Outer Esports defensive end. It's just too easy for Audacity. 2 were up, and only 1 could score. That time it was just Deluxe up, but he forces LR into a weird spot, and it's a forced own goal.
Yeah, I gotta say, Audacity is just popping off on the kickoffs. Every single time they go for these kickoffs, it seems like it's leading to a net. We've already seen a crazy dunk coming from CAD off the kickoff. Now Deluxe is getting in on the kickoff goals as well. They have been winning these 50-50s at the line every single time, and it's just constantly adding on to their lead. Now they're sitting comfortably with 4-0, and Outer still struggling to find the back of the net.
Outer's just struggling to put shots on right now. I mean, they've got 6 saves and 1 shot. That is way too much defense, not nearly enough offense. That might be a shot, but no goal. CAD reacts in time, turns around, makes the save, and starts a transition. That is the full basket of defensive performance from CAD in that play, and it sets up Audacity to waste more precious clock here in Game 2. CAD going to retreat there, just kind of messing with Outer in the center third, but Game 2 looking all sewn up. Hatsokas is not looking good for Outer at the moment.
Not quite good in their favor. No, I gotta agree. You know, you try and find the best polite words to say that they just simply aren't doing very good. Well, they really aren't. You're just simply not doing very good. So it is a feel bad for Outer, but I will say they are showing a little bit of progression throughout every single series. Like previously, they didn't really have a lot going on as far as saves. Now they have a total of 7, so they were able to step up their defensive game. Now they just have to step up their offensive game.
Starts with, well, a better touch right there, LR. It's a back pass to Decaf, but that's the wrong way if you're going to step up your offensive game. Decaf retreating. LR wins a 50. It's just looking for 1 now as an open net. It's just going to pop it netward. It's off target again. The same plague that Outer was feeling in Game 1, sticking around for Game 2. And now they're going to have to reverse sweep here, or eliminated very early from the RLSC.
Yeah, and with 0 seconds on the clock, that will just about do it, as Audacity will take game number 2 now on match point up against Outer Esports, as Audacity have simply been on fire. Look at these stats: 10 shots on target, 4 goals, finding the back of the net, coming off of 4 assists. Every single goal score for Audacity came off of a pass play, and it is the pass plays that win the games.
And you could feel that too. I mean, 2 kickoff goals, those technically count as passing plays, but Audacity was constantly hunting for someone in the outer box to receive a ball, whether it's off the back walls, just straight up from the corner or something in the infield of Outer's half. And it paid off. 10 shots to their name, and Outer still have yet to score a goal, thanks in large part to Audacity's ability to keep the ball on that purple half. They started messing around a bit, playing a little more passive at the end of that second game, but at the beginning, they were running circles around Outer players, and it showed at Soka. Outer needs to find some way to exit their half and stay in that light blue end.
Yeah, but I got to say, Audacity's not making it easy. They got some pretty good players over there. Cad T, well-deserved MVP. No questions about that whatsoever. But keep in mind, you also had Deluxe, who wasn't the MVP, but had 100% goal participation. 2 goals, 2 assists. They were involved on every single play. So when you have a dynamic duo clicking like that on the side of offense, it's really hard to stop. That's why that Outer Esports had to come up with 7 saves, because they had to deal with so much offensive pressure coming from Audacity.
The biggest difference between these two teams right now is accuracy. And I mean, the speed behind the shots as well help Audacity, but they're getting so many second chance opportunities thanks to their accurate shooting. It's forcing the defense to make difficult saves and just kind of pop the ball up in the middle of their box still. And with those with hard shots, you can't clear the zone immediately off of them unless you get kind of lucky and it's in a spot where you can just clear it away. But that's not the case for most of these shots. Audacity is putting the ball in spots that are difficult for the Outer Esports defense to get to. And even when they do make saves, there's already a light blue car in the area ready to put a second shot on it. It's wild right now, the offensive outpouring that Audacity is putting on. I mean, it's not tons of shots. I mean, it's just 7 and 10 across the 2 games at Soka, but still it feels like they're putting so much pressure on because of how hard they're hitting this ball.
And especially just because their ability to really patrol that midfield, they're not letting literally anything through at all. And if they continue to keep that up as we head into game number 3, they very well could be looking at a 3-0 sweep.
Okay, no, we had a chance to start us off early, but couldn't quite get it. Deluxe going to stick with this ball. Plenty of boost in the tank. Calls into action Cad T. Couldn't do anything with it. Outer looking to clear their half right now. LR taking his time at that center line. Looking center, taking a leaf out of Audacity's playbook, and it pays off for Outer. They get their first goal of the series.
There we go. That was a great heads-up play coming from Outer Esports, and that's what we have been waiting to see. A lot of Audacity's passes, they've either come off of the backboard, or they come off of a save, or they come off of a missed shot, and they find the back of the net. That was the first time that we saw Audacity make an intentional midfield pass to get past the defense, and it worked. Audacity really couldn't do much on the defensive side trying to guard that, so now Outer Esports have to replicate that and put shots on, as Noe will put a shot of their own on, now tying us up back 1-1.
Audacity says, yeah, I like your little infield passing play, but here's one off your own back wall. Great shot as well from Noe right there. Cad T just throwing an extra wrench into the mix, pressuring the back line off of the pass and keeping Outer guessing as to what is coming next. And unfortunately, it's a goal to tie us up in game 3. Noe might make it 2. Cad T's pre-jumping off the ceiling. Can't hit the shot, but almost used Noe to score it. What on earth is Audacity doing right now?
Oh, I have no idea. They are going absolutely nuttery-buttery on the pre-jumps, and they will hit it! Going off the pre-jump from Noe over to Cad T. What a play. They've been pre-jumping all game. Eventually, they were going to hit one. Like, we already saw Outer Esports come in with a really good midfield pass play, while Audacity just had to one-up the pass play game, literally going through with that pre-jump pass play, putting it into the back of the net, once again, taking the lead over Outer Esports.
At this point, Outer just has to play out of their minds. I mean, speed-wise, like, yes, peaking on Audacity right now is important, but they have to be confident in their reads, and they have to get up for the ball with as much pace as humanly possible for them, because Audacity outspeeding them, and it's netted them 2 goals so far in the first 90 seconds of Game 3. And when you've only scored 1 goal throughout 3 games of Rocket League, you need to do something differently, and upping the pace is one of those things you possibly can do. I like the thought there from Jeffrey pre-jumping that. It's aggressive, but at this point, aggressive Rocket League is one of the few things that can beat Audacity right now.
Yeah, being, overly aggressive is a double-edged sword because it is high risk, high reward. But with that being said, I do have to give a little bit of credit to Outer Esports because they have done one of the hardest things there is to do in Rocket League, and that is break a score drought. They literally had 0 goals between game 1 and 2, and to start things off here in game number 3, they were able to finally get on the board, break the drought, and they do it again. We are tied back up 2-2.
And Decaf came hustling in there, outsped Deluxe and outread the defender as well. Got on top of the potential clear and stuffed it home. Beautifully done. Outer seemingly finding their stride in offense, at least in game 3. And not a moment too soon, as you do not want to stay down against Audacity. Nice shot by Jeffrey. The rebound saved by Noe. But Outer starting to churn those offensive gears. And now at halftime of game 3, they're still tied and a chance to take the lead just barely off.
Yeah, again, struggling to get shots on target. That is one thing that they have been struggling with for the entirety of the series. They are doing a little bit better now, but if they don't get that shot on lock, it will be literally giving away free goals to Audacity, because if Audacity has the same opportunity, they will waste no open net shots. They will make those 10 out of 10.
Jeffrey slowing things down right there, and Decaf up for this ball quickly, but Deluxe had the benefit of the sidewall, so Cat D for a shot, who in turn sets up Noe for the finish. It's just like we've seen the last 2 games. Audacity into the purple box, and they swarm that Outer Esports defense.
Yeah, and like I was saying, they don't even need an open net. You can have every defender in the net, and they're going to go with the 1-2, the give and go, the pass play to find the back of the net. And this time, it was unfortunate, but the ball actually came off of an Outer Esports defender. So again, it was just a little bit of a misplaced touch coming from the defense that allowed for yet another goal to be scored by Audacity.
Ooh, this is a 2v1, but the ball was too far out in front of any Outer Esports players, and they don't get back in time. Overzealous in offense right there when the ball was out of hand, and they are effectively punished by Audacity.
Yep, you got to be careful. You got to watch out for those cherry pickers. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Cad T was cherry picking over there, literally in the net of Outer Esports right there on the far post, and was just able to call it out. Hey, I'm wide open. There's nobody here. Kick me the ball. And sure enough, it was just a wide open pass to find a wide open net. Now 4-2 in favor of Audacity.
Careful here, Outer. Another transition where Audacity kind of threw everything at that ball, but a nice challenge outs them from their zone, and they need 2 goals in 75 seconds. They will be eliminated from this tournament. No, we tried to make it 3, but the defense in the way. Decaf up ahead looking for demos, but couldn't find any heads to hunt. So Deluxe, a lot of free ball there on the sidewall. Cad T, another seemingly pre-jumping shot. He was up so early for that ball, and now trying to cherry pick again. Cad T doing everything, and it sets up Noe for the score.
Yeah, this was just a good amount of rotation coming through for Audacity. They were literally patrolling that midfield and then slowly encroaching in more and more until eventually Outer Esports defense just could not hold on, just peppering the back of the net, constantly tiring out the defense from Outer Esports until finally they gave way. Now a 3-goal lead in favor of Audacity.
Maybe one here. Outer need to kickstart a comeback journey right here, right now. This offensive possession can't yield anything except for a 3rd goal for them. And instead, Cad T clears the zone. And I'm thinking Audacity is going to end up sweeping Outer, especially with plays like that off the ceiling. It turns into a shot. Cad T's not even going for the 6th goal, just playing clock. And that is the wise thing to do. Audacity. Okay, actually, I was going to say they're moving forward, but Captain, maybe a comeback on our hands.
I mean, it's definitely possible. It may not be probable with only 19 seconds on the board, but we've seen it happen before in Rocket League, so it is still definitely possible. The question is, will Audacity allow it to happen?
It is definitely in their court right now, the ball that is, and Outer are going to try their best to keep themselves alive in this tournament, but at the moment, no boost in decafs, tank CAD-T down the field. It's been a common trend throughout this series. And Audacity will make it official. They've moved on to face the winner of Polaris versus Team Frontline, will be coming up next, of course. And Outer, unfortunately, have their journey in this tournament cut short. They started scoring just a little bit too late in that series.
Yeah, too little, too late indeed, but still a GG all around. And this is the thing that I love about Rocket League Server Champions and, communities of the alike, is that we literally got to see Outer Esports improve in real time. In just a matter of 3 short games, they were able to progress insanely from game number 1 to game number 3. It almost looked like a light and day improvement for this team.